Hello, today we will be showing you a digital story about the different perspectives on the end of slavery in America. Slavery was abolished in 1865 after the Cold War by a man named Abraham Lincoln. It took 4 to 5 years to abolish slavery. Many people regard him as the man who drove a stake into the heart of slavery. Slaves were black and the owners were white. All the presidents from George Washington to James Buchanan owned slaves with the exception of Thomas Jefferson.
The Americans came up with a system called the Triangular Trade. The Triangular Trade is a trading system between 3 different countries: Europe, America, and Africa. The Americans trade Europeans' goods for slaves in Africa, and the slaves will work for the Americans to make raw material to ship to Europe and make more goods to trade with the Africans. The slave owners were furious about Abraham Lincoln for abolishing slavery. They started to put up posters about keeping slavery. Soon they gave up because Abraham Lincoln was not responding to them. Back in the old days, slavery was the backbone of the economy, which gave slave owners a reason to try to restore it. They would beat up people who looked like slaves.
After slavery was abolished, American historian R.R. Palmer says that abolishing slavery without replacement is annihilation of private property without parallel replacement. The American government argued that if the Southerners did not fight the war, then many lives and lots of money would have been saved. They also said that if they had just given up slavery, they would have given them replacement. Slaves were bossed around by their respective owners. They had to steal from other people, kill their cattle, skin them, salt the skins to put them in their attic. But the worst part was that most of the time, all these jobs, it was just to keep the slaves up. They were extremely happy and grateful to Abraham Lincoln for setting them free, but they did not know where to go. So some of them started a life in North America, while others left for Canada. The ones that stayed in North America had a little difficulty because of the original slave owners that hated them. Others left for Canada. Some slaves were not treated like slaves, as in beaten, tortured, and the like. Instead, they were treated like family. Most of the time, these were young children. The slaves had to wear clothing made out of coarse material as they were slaves. They were allocated on an area of the plantation for their living quarters.
On some plantations, the owner would provide the slaves with housing put on some plantations, and the slaves had to build their own.
Overall, I think that the people were happy about slaves being abolished, with the exception of some of the slave owners. The slaves were happy and infinitely grateful to Abraham Lincoln when slavery was abolished. Slaves were forced to work in fields where they were growing cotton and other things. Without them, the American economy collapsed but slowly recovered. Slaves were not always beaten and tortured, like I said earlier. Sometimes they were taken in and respected. For some slave owners, they had a place in their schedule to beat up and torture slaves, but that's all in the past. Now slavery is abolished and everyone lives with equal rights and happiness. Thank you.